On the rugged, windswept coast of southeastern Italy, along the shores of the Adriatic Sea, lies a medieval city that has withstood the assaults and inroads of naval forces for centuries. Today, the marine battles continue as 75 of the world's toughest, fittest, strongest, and most fearless competitors from 26 nations descended on Vieste, Italy for the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean. Round 2 of the 2017 UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship, where the world titles were contested in 4 disciplines: Runabout GP1, Freestyle, Ski GP1, and Ski Ladies GP1. In this program, we look at how the Runabout GP1 and Freestyle battles unfolded as the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean kicked off with a reception cocktail welcoming the Aquabike Tour to Vieste for the first time. Situated in the province of Foggia in the Apulia region of Italy, Vieste is a scenic town located in a national park area featuring golden sandy beaches, a rocky cave-strewn coastline, and some of the cleanest and clearest waters in Italy, not to mention the famous 25-meter monolith, the Pizzomuno, near the Spiaggia del Castello. Vieste is a historic medieval town with a maze of ancient houses and narrow alleyways studded with restaurants, cafes, and crafts and souvenir shops. The most iconic buildings in Vieste are the castle and the cathedral by the Piazzetta Petrone Square, the views from which bring to life the remarkable coastal vistas and stunning picture postcard scenery of this rugged and rustic region. As a seaside town, Vieste is at one with water, the sea being a very important part of the local lifestyle, where water sports is highly popular. The event area is big, and local interest was high as crowds flocked to the biggest water event in the town's history, with shows, parties, and other activities going on through the 3-day celebration, around-the-clock, night-and-day festivity of Aquabike. But first, let's look back at round 1 to see how the season kicked off in Porto Cesario. In Porto Cesario, a talent-packed field of 25 riders competed for the Grand Prix of Italy title. In Runabout GP1 Moto 1, early race leader Lars Åkerblom was overhauled by James Bushell, who led the race until the final laps when backmarkers caused him to falter, giving the lead and the Heat 1 win to defending world champion Yusuf Al Abdulrazak. In Moto 2, Bushell's ski broke down, ending his title hopes, and the win looked elementary for Al Abdulrazak until from out of the blue, rising up from the back, passing rider after rider, came Hungarian sensation Georgi Kasha. A penalty buoy for Al Abdulrazak and Åkerblom gave the Hungarian the lead toward the end and the Moto 2 win. But a runner-up finish for Al Abdulrazak was enough to give him the Grand Prix of Italy title, with Lars Åkerblom runner-up and Georgi Kasha on the podium in third. In the freestyle, Rok Florjancic kicked off his campaign for a 5th world title with a win in Porto Cesario ahead of his brother Nas, runner-up, with Roberto Mariani on the podium in third to local Italian delight. The Vieste circuit is tight, with rough and unpredictable waves and sea swells entering the race area, making it a course to test riders' fitness, stamina, and technical abilities.
I like the open water more, like this type of condition suits me better. It doesn't need like a fast boat, it needs good handling, good timing in the turns.
The condition out here is quite rough, but it's good because this will separate more talented and the less talent. So we see where I am after this.
I really enjoy the circuit. It's got a nice tight section, a sweeping section, an open section out the back. It's got every type of corners you hope for in a race.
There were 26 riders competing for the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean Runabout GP1 title in Vieste. The man who stands out is three-time and defending world champion Yusuf Al Abdulrazak of Kuwait, the Grand Prix of Italy winner in Porto Cesario.
Porto Cesario went as planned. We got the almost maximum points, but we got the championship and the boat was amazing. Coming into the second round, we are trying to be more safe and try to do as best as we can to get maximum points.
But he has a host of incredible riders all vying for their first ever world titles. Chief among the pretenders to the throne is James Bushell of the UK, an exceptional rider with the mastery, skill and speed to clinch the world title, and he wants to win his first title of the year in Vieste. Lars Åkerblom has had an excellent start to the year so far with a runner-up result in round 1 in Porto Cesario, fresh off a third-place podium finish in the 2016 championship. Portuguese rider Christophe Agostinho finished world number 4 in 2016. He wants to kick his 2017 campaign into high gear in a quest for a year-end podium, if not the title itself. And the man who's come so close on so many occasions, Jeremy Perez of France. He is performing wonderfully on his new ski, and he's always a contender in every race he enters.
For this race, I'm more motivation of last week because too much trouble. So this week I hope to do one podium and try to do the best for me.
Among the newcomers on the tour are Anton Pankratov of Estonia, Karl Lamp of New Zealand, and Markus Schick of Austria. And also in the mix are Patrice Pellier of France and Johan Johansson of Sweden. In the qualifying to determine the starting lineup and pole position, Yusuf Al Abdulrazak came out all guns blazing, fastest in Q1, and then going out and laying down the law in Q2 to beat round 1 pole position winner James Bushell, who came in second, while Karl Lamp got an excellent third-place finish. Moto 1 of the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean was on. James Bushell keen to make up for his breakdown last race, but would he find a way past Al Abdulrazak? Can Åkerblom maintain his consistency, or would there be a dark horse in the mix to upset all the best laid plans? Al Abdulrazak on pole, Bushell beside him. The start will be crucial, and it's on. Bushell flies out into the lead. What a start! Number 30, Lars Åkerblom behind him, and Al Abdulrazak trying to keep up as the British rider leads the field to the hole shot in the lead group of 5. Coming around the hole shot, Al Abdulrazak locks horns with Åkerblom, and on the outside is Christophe Agostinho, the Portuguese rider. Agostinho has the pace as he moves into second position ahead of Åkerblom and Al Abdulrazak. Just look at the speed on Agostinho. Bushell leads the pack into the alternate split course, choosing the green. Al Abdulrazak trying to see if he can get the jump on Åkerblom and Agostinho in there. Coming out of the alternate course, Bushell in command. Behind him, Agostinho in hot pursuit, and Al Abdulrazak has moved up into third, Åkerblom in fourth. Behind the 3 lead riders, Åkerblom is in fourth, and behind him are 2 newcomers, number 44, Anton Pankratov of Estonia, followed by number 54, Karl Lamp of New Zealand. The 3 lead boats zoom by, Bushell, Agostinho, and Al Abdulrazak. Behind Pankratov, Karl Lamp of New Zealand closing in on the Estonian rider. Great speed and aggressive, tight racing from Lamp in 6th position. In a dogfight with Pankratov, Lamp is giving it all he has, but the Estonian fends off the Kiwi challenge for the time being. Lap 4, Yusuf Al Abdulrazak has a problem. The Kuwaiti defending world champion putters to a standstill. It's all over. He's towed back in. The world championship is now wide open.
The flywheel broke. We had issues with the flywheel before, but we didn't expect it to break this fast.
Al Abdulrazak's misfortune is Bushell's opportunity to catch the Kuwaiti in the world standings. Agostinho continuing his pursuit of the British rider. Åkerblom moving up into third behind them. On lap 7, the battle between Karl Lamp and Anton Pankratov heats up. Karl Lamp finds some open water on the outside in a drag race showdown to the turn, and he does it. Lamp powers past Pankratov into 4th place. Great racing from the accomplished New Zealander, who has a list of accolades and trophies from years of racing in Australasia, and also had a 4th place finish in the last moto in Porto Cesario. Terrible luck for Jeremy Perez. The world number 4 from 2016 is out of the race. That's 2 motos in a row that Perez has failed to get points after a promising 4th place finish in Moto 1 in Porto Cesario. Back to the race. In lap 9, a titanic 4-way fight emerges for 6th place as number 26 Spaniard Roberto Alexander del Pino tries to fend off number 51 Markus Schick of Austria. Schick giving it everything he has to try and catch the Spaniard, looking for an opportunity to pass him. Behind them is number 21 Patrice Pellier in 8th, followed by Alexander Kabatov of Russia as all 4 riders enter the green track of the alternate course line astern, led by Roberto Alexander del Pino, with just split seconds separating the 4 riders. Lap 10, what a shame for Karl Lamp, he breaks down. That gives 4th place to Anton Pankratov as the New Zealander is towed off. In the lead, it's James Bushell. With Al Abdulrazak out of the picture, he must be breathing a sigh of relief, trying to close this race win out. The drama continues to unfold further back in lap 11 as Austrian number 51 Markus Schick overhauls both Patrice Pellier and Roberto Alexander to move into 5th with 5 laps to go. On lap 12, Johan Johansson moves up on Kabatov, crashing into the Russian rider, who barrel rolls out of the race. His ski is towed back in. Kabatov is uninjured. 2 laps left in the race. Lars Åkerblom zeroes in on Christoph Agostinho, challenging the Portuguese rider for 2nd position, but Agostinho closes the Swede out with some deft maneuvering to hold on to 2nd. The Portuguese rider in a desperate need for points after missing round 1. This race is all about James Bushell. The British rider plays the percentages, eases up, makes sure he finishes the race, and takes full advantage of that great start and the race-long lead. A start-to-finish victory for James Bushell, a crucial one for him in the 2017 campaign after a no-points finish last moto. Behind Bushell, a great result for Christoph Agostinho. The Portuguese rider kicks his 2017 campaign off with a runner-up Moto 1 finish in Vieste, just holding off Lars Åkerblom, who gets 3rd place yet again. The Moto 1 results: Bushell, Agostinho, Åkerblom. In 4th is Anton Pankratov, Markus Schick 5th. Patrice Pellier gets a 6th place for France, ahead of Johan Johansson 7th, and Dmitry Tsukov of Russia coming in 8th.
I kind of wanted to get a good lead and then get through the lap traffic pretty fast because last round I had a bit of an error. So I got through the traffic and then I was kind of cruising to save fuel as well because we're always low on fuel, so I didn't want to run out of fuel. I see Yusuf brake, which I thought, oh, this is a good thing, so I can get my points back from last round. So yeah, I was happy with that result.
Brighter than stars, we burst through the skies, leaving the past.
The freestyle, the most aesthetic discipline in aquabike, a ballet on water where man, machine, and nature work in harmony with the aim of finding that perfect equilibrium to produce something truly magical. Rok Florjancic is the 4-time world champ and round 1 winner. He is the master of the discipline. But Rok has to contend with his brother Nas, himself a former world champion. He's beaten Rok before, can he do it again here? The Italians who caused a stir in Porto Cesario are also in Vieste, with round 1 podium performer Roberto Mariani looking to get the crowds behind him again. Alberto Camerlengo is also out to get his first podium in the UIM-ABP. And also up there with them is Czech newcomer on the tour, Jaroslav Turner. He wants to use his experience to get on that podium at the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean. Alberto Camerlengo went out to a standing ovation from the Italian crowd, who cheered their countryman on as he produced a solid routine of backflip and barrel roll combos, 180s and 360s. Camerlengo producing 2 great moto performances.
The colors are blinding, we move in the light.
Czech rider Jaroslav Turner went out to show what he could do with nearly 15 years of competitive history behind him. He produced a great routine with excellent combos despite having trouble landing some of the bigger tricks. Next up, with the Italian flag as his cape, Roberto Mariani, a multiple national and continental champion, and he always knows how to get the crowds behind him. Mariani did not disappoint, producing his distinctive tricks, topped off with his signature Superman and a good final combo flurry that earned him crucial points for his podium challenge in Vieste. Yeah, we're burning like the sun. Yeah, we're burning. Defending world and round one champion Rok Floriancic went out with all eyes on him as he produced his usual brilliant best in what has proven to be a near religious experience when he comes out all guns blazing and in form. It's a masterful performance of variety, strength and technique, capped off with a multiple backflip combo. But would it be enough to beat his brother? Nas Floriancic is also in form, and he got things off with a bang right from the get-go, producing a great variety of tricks and also a lot of originality with one hand, 1 foot and no hand backflips, 180, 360 and 520 combos. He just missed out on a Moto 1 win, which went to Rok Floriancic, but his Moto 2 performance earned him 90 points, 2 up on his brother Rok, and that gave Nas Floriancic the overall Grand Prix of the Mediterranean title in Vieste. The overall results: Nas 1, Rok 2, Mariani 3, then Turner 4th, followed by Camerlengo.
I'm very happy that I won today, and I hope I'll win again this season, some races. It feels great. I'm always happy when I beat him, so I wish to beat him again.
The world standing sees Rok still on top, 10 points up on Nas Floriancic in second, with Roberto Mariani third on 61 points, Jaroslav Turner on 55 points in fourth, with Camerlengo on 44 points in fifth. A freestyle show later in the night gave the crowds an extra feast of freestyling as they took in a stunning aquabatic display. The conditions worsened for Moto 2 of the Runabout GP1, with UIM-ABP officials briefing the riders on safety before the race.
I think the feeling is good. The waves are going down, and yeah, of course, it would be a good race, and the start must be good, so we can finish at the first 10 or the first 5th.
Yeah, we got the boat running again, so I'm going to start from the outside position, but I'll be charging.
On pole will be race 1 winner James Bushell, with Al Abdulrazak starting at the back. There's a jump start from Kabatov, and the race begins. Christoph Agostinho has a great start, charging ahead at the start with Bushell right behind him as these runabout behemoths hit speeds of 170 kilometers an hour down that starting straightaway to the hole shots. Lars Åkerblom has the speed as he tries to beat Bushell. There's a collision between Bushell and Åkerblom. Here it is on the replay. That sends Åkerblom spinning right out at the hole shot, although Bushell is able to continue on his way. Back to the race, Agostinho in the lead, followed by Markus Schick of Austria, then Spaniard Roberto Alexander and New Zealander Karl Lamp. But from the outside, it's Yusuf Al Abdulrazak who has the speed as he passes 3 riders in one swoop and steals 3rd position from under their noses as the field enters the alternate course. Agostinho leads the field into the alternate course. Christoph Agostinho is very fast. The Portuguese rider emerges with lead intact, given chase by Markus Schick, Yusuf Al Abdulrazak, Roberto Alexander, Karl Lamp, and then number 21 Patrice Pellier. Problems for James Bushell. The British ace has to get back to the pit to repair his ski after that early collision with Åkerblom, losing precious time. They work frantically, applying duct tape to the seat as Bushell jumps back on, heads back out, and tries to salvage whatever position he can. The race leader, Agostinho, coming back out of the alternate course in the lead. Behind him, Al Abdulrazak and Marcus Schick lock horns in a slalom duel. This is going to be tight. Which of them will come out in second position? It's Al Abdulrazak who gets the separator sausage buoy first. The three-time and defending world champion overtakes Schick to move up a spot into second behind Agostinho. Further back, Lars Åkerblom trying to regain lost ground after that early collision with Bushell as he takes on his fellow Swede Johan Johansson and passes the towering Johansson to move up into ninth position, with Johansson giving chase. In third position, Marcus Schick racing hard in the choppy waters, but Kiwi rider Karl Lamp sneaks up on the inside, bumping the Austrian down to fourth. Christoph Agostinho looks in command out in front, completing another lap. Behind him is Yusuf Al Abdulrazak, the Kuwaiti, heading for the black penalty buoy, and that opens Agostinho's lead even further. But Agostinho falters, his ski comes to a halt. He tries to get it going, but to no avail, and the Portuguese rider floats away, head hanging in frustration. Heartbreak for the Portuguese rider, and that is that for Agostinho. At the back of the field, James Bushell in 19th position, giving it all he has to try and move up as many slots as he can to salvage what he can of this race. More breakdowns. This time it's number 26, Roberto Alexander. Bad luck for the Spaniard, and he's joined by Marcus Schick, who's also towed off, shaking the positions up in Moto 2. Kuwaiti Yusuf Al Abdulrazak feeling the relief of having all the big names drop out of the race one by one in a string of breakdowns and collisions, and Al Abdulrazak opens a very comfortable lead. Behind him is Jeremy Perez, who spots his chance now, taking on Karl Lamp, the two nearly colliding head to head, but Lamp manages to hold off the Frenchman, Karl Lamp in second position. Another breakdown. This time it's Lars Åkerblom. The Swede's string of top three race finishes comes to an end here in Moto 2 as he's towed off the circuit. The battle heats up behind Al Abdulrazak as Karl Lamp and Jeremy Perez lock horns in the parallel slalom course. Lamp in the green, Perez in the blue. Can Perez unseat the Kiwi? Perez is an expert slalom racer. He is tight and fast around those turns. It's going to be very close. Perez does it! Perez is first to the separator buoy. Karl Lamp bumped back to third. A second place finish here in Moto 2 of Vieste would get things back on track for him, but first he has to hold off Karl Lamp. Behind the top three, Patrice Pellier moves up to fourth, then Estonian Anton Pankratov in fifth, followed by Johan Johansson in sixth, and Marcin Senda of Poland in seventh. There it is, the Moto 2 win for Yusuf Al Abdulrazak. 25 crucial points for the relieved Kuwaiti. Great second place result in 20 points for Jeremy Perez. That must be a weight off his shoulders. Third place result for Karl Lamp, Patrice Pellier fourth. Anton Pankratov closes out an excellent Grand Prix in fifth. Then Johan Johansson with a good sixth place finish. James Bushell manages to come in 11th for a crucial 5 points.
Yeah, it's like I expected. The weather condition with the waves, I love it, and I got a clean start from the outside, and then I waited for a good opportunity to pass them.
Those 5 points for James Bushell were enough to give the British rider the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean overall win, with runner-up Yusuf Al Abdulrazak and a first podium for Anton Pankratov. Great result for the Estonian, Patrice Pellier coming in fourth.
Yeah, on the start it was pretty rough. So Lars, we all took off and hit a big wave, and Lars landed on the back of my jet ski. So he just caught my back, and then as we took off, I took off again, and the seat flew off. So I came in to try and fix it, but the duct tape wouldn't work as well as I thought. Yeah, it was a tough race. I just cruised around to try and get some points, and obviously a win yesterday gave me the win overall, I believe. So I'm pretty happy with that.
That's a first Grand Prix win of the year for James Bushell, and his first since Shanghai 2016. The world standings after round 2, defending world champion Yusuf Al Abdulrazak on top, 10 points ahead of James Bushell in second, Lars Ackerblom in third, and Jeremy Perez up there in fourth, Johan Johansson completing the top 5. That brings to a close the Grand Prix of the Mediterranean in Vieste. It was another incredible Grand Prix with high drama, great racing, joy and jubilation, along with some great partying and hospitality put on by the locals. The UIM-ABP Aquabike World Championship heads to China in the Far East for rounds 3 and 4. Don't miss it.